The greatest story ever told. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Sit Down with Jason. Today's going to be a good one. Not for me, for you guys. I'm going to tell you a very embarrassing and very awful story about my first experience with Sydney. Now, most of my real-life friends will have already heard this one. A few close friends and family have heard it, but I've done my best to keep it off the internet for 3 years. I didn't want it to get out there, I didn't want it to get out of hand, but I'm finally ready to just, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna give you guys this. I'm really hoping it doesn't blow up in my face. So no more bullshit, let's get into the actual story. In 2013, in about October-ish, I don't remember the actual dates, I went to EB Expo in Sydney. I was a shoutcaster there for the Homegrown Gaming booth, and it was awesome. I did the shoutcasting things, but after the event, I had a whole day to do whatever I wanted. It was my first time in Sydney. I wanted to explore the area. So what happened was I ended up finding an internet cafe and staying there for most of the day because I'm a shy, introverted nerd in a big, bright city. I was scared. I just went to go play some League of Legends. On my lunch break, however, I was walking around the city and I walked past a sex shop. And now, these are kind of everywhere in Sydney. I don't know why this one stood out to me specifically, but it did. And something that you may know. Well, my new viewers won't know this, but all my friends and family will know this. I'm a very shy, introverted, innocent type of person. I don't really do the sexes, I don't care about it that much. Not really my cup of tea. And I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what, I would never go into a sex shop. Why did I go into a sex shop? Seriously, I'd just be a guy in Sydney going into a sex shop. No one there would know me. I wouldn't know anyone because I'm not from the area. And I'd just be some dude in a sex shop. And that kind of scared me and kind of appealed to me a little bit. Just like, try it out, see how it goes. So then I started to hype myself up. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to a sex shop. And I was like getting really scared and really antsy about it. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. After the internet cafe. So I went back to the internet cafe to finish off my time there. Once my time ran out, I was like, alright, now I'll go. And I went the same direction. I walked past this sex shop, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So as I walk past the sex shop, I look, and I notice that the door is shut. Now when I walked past earlier, the door was open. So now me seeing the shut door, I look at it and go, it's closed. Shit. Yes, get out of jail free card. I don't have to do this anymore. This is great. Just as I'm thinking that, I watch some dude walk up, open up the door, and go on in. I'm just like, fuck. Alright, looks like it is open after all. Looks like I am doing this. So, I went out to the street, pulled out my phone, and I just pretended to look at my phone for a while. Just beep, boop, beep, boop. Pretending to look at my phone because I didn't want it to look like I was following some random guy into a sex shop. I'm introverted, I think about that sort of thing. Didn't want that to happen. Eventually, after like 10 or so seconds, I get the courage and I turn around and I barge through the door and go up the stairs. When I get to the top of the stairs, there's this small room. It's like 2 or 3 meters by 2 or 3 meters. It was tiny and there was just a door there. And that guy that walked in earlier was standing at the top of the stairs at that door. And he looks at me like, sup? And naturally my response was, hey. So I start to evaluate my situation. Alright, so I wanted to go to this sex shop. This isn't a sex shop, this is a 2 by 2 meter room or something. It's just a door. Dude's just waiting here. This isn't what I expect. I could just turn around here and he'd be weirded out by that, but it wouldn't matter. I could just like continue on, whatever, it wouldn't matter. My day would be unhindered, so to speak. And right as I'm thinking that, the door opens, and I hear a voice go, "You two can come in now." And I'm thinking, fuck, I just can't get out of this. But I'm doing my best to try and be brave here, trying to do a new experience. It's gonna be okay. So, dude goes in, I follow him, and bam, aisles upon aisles of just sex paraphernalia, DVDs, costume. It was weird. It was overwhelming for my innocent little mind. I couldn't really comprehend what I was seeing. There was like parody movie posters, neon lights, there was a stage, there was costume, there was like 2 aisles of butt plugs. 2 aisles! I don't know why you would need so many, but there was 2 aisles of them. And I was just kind of like blown away, taking it all in. I was like, whoa. I was like a kid in a candy store. One of the girls there was probably named Candy. That works out alright. So, eventually the girl tells me, "You two can stand against the wall, please?" And I'm kind of weirded out by this, because I don't really know, like, why or what's going on. But I was like, you know, whatever. That's fine. I got nothing to hide. She's probably like, just evaluate, making sure that, like, we're over 18 or something. Whatever. So, go stand against the wall. It's all fine. I look around and I look to the guy to my right, and the guy to my right is flexing, and I can tell that he's trying to be subtle, but he's overshooting by a fucking mile. Like, he looks like a right dick right now, just casually showing off in a sex shop. I couldn't believe what I was seeing when I was like, you're a cockhead, mate, in my mind. So right as I'm looking at him, I take a look at the woman that's addressing us, and she looks like, I wanted to say like 40-ish, but aiming for like a 20. She had like very obvious plastic extensions or whatever done to her face. She looks very artificial, and I imagine she's been trying to hold on to her youth for a while, and it's starting to slip. That's the way I'll say it. I had like the old person's makeup. Her hair was a little bit scraggly. It was neat, but a little bit scraggly, just in the thinning out that it was getting. And as she's looking at us with a clipboard in her hand for some reason, this cute little like 18-year-old or something, I don't even know if she was legal, cute blonde, well endowed, she walks up all happy and chirpy and just like stands next to her. And the old girl looks at me and goes, "Bit chubby and your nose is a bit off." And I'm thinking, what the fuck? I'm being judged by a random chick in a section? What the hell? What? Where did that come from? I don't get it. And then she goes to the other guy that's next to me and says, "And you are just unrealistically good looking. I can't work with it. Take some of his junk food. I'm sure he's got some spare on him." And I'm thinking, 2 for 1, you catty bitch. What the fuck is happening? I've just been insulted twice by this chick. She's insulting the guy next to me as well. And like, sure enough, she's not getting any of my Doritos now. Like, she has crossed that line. And then the cute young girl that's next to her speaks up and says, "Chubby or not, I think he's kinda cute." And I think that one hit me a little harder than the insult, because now I'm being complimented in a sex shop by a girl that I don't know, who's wearing a very skimpy outfit, and she thinks I'm cute. What is going on? I don't get it. Why? So I was just very confused at the whole situation. I didn't say a single word. I was just blown away by the whole thing. I was just keeping quiet. The old girl goes to say something, but as she's saying it, it's like a small group of people. They all start making noise and they were cheering. And I look up to the stage that caught my eye earlier, but I hadn't really looked into it that much. There were 2 people on stage. One of them was a woman who's taken off her top, and a third girl is coming onto the stage completely topless. That's when I'm like, yep, great, thanks, this has been absolutely fantastic, but that's enough for me. I'm gonna go. And as everyone's looking towards the stage, I say nothing and just get to the door and leave. As I'm walking down the stairs, there are 2 girls walking up the stairs, and they're talking to each other, and I overheard their conversation, and one of them says to the other one, "I've worked with these guys before in a movie called City Titties." I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? So as I leave the door that I rushed past, I looked back at the door, and there was a giant poster. Porn audition casting call. I was accidentally auditioning for a porno. A porn star thinks I'm cute. And the part that may have made it all just so surreal was the exact words that the old lady said before she turned around. Her words were, "Not what we're looking for, but I think I can work with that." I was about half an hour away from being paid to lose my virginity. So that's my Sydney story. I hope you enjoyed. Every single person I've told asks me the same question. They're like, "Why didn't you go back?" And I was just like, I haven't had my first actual time with a woman yet. I don't want my first time to be on camera getting paid like $40 an hour or something. That would actually be pretty cool though. But that was just not what I wanted during my Sydney trip. I mean, I spent a lot of time playing video games. Getting a little bit of sex in there while getting paid for it would be a good thing. Plus, like, I had to pay for my own airfares and accommodation, so I was out of pocket quite why the fuck didn't I go back? In all seriousness, I don't think I was ready for that sort of thing, and while I might be a little bit more open to auditioning for a porno now, it's still not exactly something that I'll go out of my way to find. And if you want Jason for your pornography, simply email jizzbiz@csgolotto.com.au. I can be gentle. So yeah, that's my Sydney story. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Feel free to rag on me in the comments. Please don't blow this too out of proportion. I really didn't want this to affect me professionally because I'm innocent, but I don't really think it will. It was like 3 years ago. Also, if you're in Sydney and you think you know which sex shop it was, feel free to let me know, because I went to Sydney twice since then, and I went to the area that I thought it was, and I don't think it was there. So, like, I don't really know Sydney that well, so I could have been in the wrong area, but if you do, feel free to drop a comment with the address, and we'll go back, and I'll say hello to the girls and apologise. They probably won't even remember me, although maybe they will. One thing that stood out that I forgot to mention in the actual story was this was about 3 years ago when I was dubbed the Fedora Lord of Oceanic League of Legends. It was my personality and my persona that was completely addicted to fedoras. I also didn't shave. Speaking of which, I need to shave. And at the time, while I was at this flub shop, sex shop, while I was there, I was wearing a bright rose red fedora. So as I walked in, everyone else is probably looking at me and thinking, oh fuck, the professionals have arrived. When I was just an 18-year-old virgin nerd who was wearing fedoras ironically. Y'all better be afraid. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Sit Down with Jason. If you want your comments answered live, well not live, if you want your comments answered not live on this show, leave them in the comments section below. I'll get to reading some of the good ones. If there's none there because I'm not known or famous or anything, then I'll probably just browse Reddit for a while and steal some of their ideas. See ya!